Hello, World Farming Simulator 25. It's here. It's the new game. I'm Farmer Teacher. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to show you the ins and outs of the U.S. map on here, Riverbend Springs. It has some issues and some really good points. So I'm going to go over those with you. So don't take off if you haven't played this yet, even if you have. You're going to come to this screen here just like before in 22. If you've played that before, you got new farmer, farm manager, and start from scratch. One of the cool things is even under the new farmer mode, you can control how much money you have, up to $1 million. And you can have a start loan up to $1 million. You got the three modes, easy, normal, and hard, just like before. Now you can tell it if you want to start a new farm, start farm. Yes, the start farm means you're going to have the little farm that they give you. We're going to say yes, but I'm going to say no to the guided tour. The guided tour is going to have Grandpa Walter on there showing you what's what there. Okay, there's a few options here that I've loaded. These are available right now, and it's just some basic stuff. I have pre-ordered, so I had the McDonald pack, but we're just going to go ahead into the game without those options. Okay, you're going to come here to your characters. This is where you're going to make your character, and I've already made mine. That's me right there, so we're just going to go ahead and into the thing there. Just like Farming Simulator 22 as far as characters go. So you start here kind of at the end of your driveway, and I'll start over here. You have this little market where you can sell stuff, small products like from a greenhouse, or you have a little bit of a honey thing over here. I'll show you that. Okay, you got this little useless shed here for looks. Now, there are collectibles on the map. I found one already. And what they have to do with is going to the museum, the old mill museum that you can build, and you get $10,000 per one. I think there's 25 of them. Okay, you have what looks like a chicken coop here, and this is one of the glitches. Doesn't work. There's nowhere to put your feed. There's no icon. Now this is on the map as a chicken coop you can get, but it's a glitch I think with this map. Okay, you got this shed here. It's really for looks. Okay, there's Grandpa Walter. You can come up and talk to him. We're not doing that today. Uh, if you want to do the little tutorial though, you can. Okay, this is where you go to sleep. Now I'm a little disappointed because they advertise that you'd be able to go inside the houses, and this does not let me do that. So I'm guessing the houses that you build, you could do that. These you cannot. Okay, it's going around here. Got a cool little swing set there. Nice little area. Good scenery and traffic. There's a train. I've even seen school buses come by, which is a really nice touch. Really adds to the realism. At certain time of day, school buses will go by. You get this thing here. This is a build symbol. If you see there, you can get wood beams, long planks, and planks. You need 1,000 of them, and you can bring that here, and it will build a small shed. So that's kind of cool. You have this very small little few honey hives here. They produce honey very slowly, but you would pick that up here, and you could take that to your little market up there that we looked at to sell it. We'll look at the equipment on the menu. You do have a fuel tank here. You have to put fuel in that, fuel up your gear. You have a silo, nothing in it, but that's important. You got this nice barn. It does have an upstairs. Nice barn. You got stuff in there. We'll go in the inn. You got a little bag of seeds there to get you started. No fertilizer. You got a seeder there, and you have a cultivator. Now, I gave you a negative that the chicken pen didn't work. Let me give you a positive. The AIs, as far as field work, are pretty cool. In fact, let me show you your fields. Okay, the menu's different. It's a good bit different, has the same information, but it's different. Okay, it's a little bit of a learning curve if you're used to 22. So let's go over. You can see what you own here by scrolling instead of pushing in on the left joystick like before. So there's the fields we own. You have these 4 fields right there. And then, of course, you own this area of the farm and a little bit of woods down here. Okay, so that's what you own. Okay, that was harvested. So this needs cultivating. So let's go over there. I'll just get this thing going real quick. Now, the video I'm doing is on Xbox S series. I'm considering getting the X. It's at 1440p. Now the AIs are a little different. You get this guy started and he starts in the middle for most of it. I'm just going to tell him to go. See what he does here. But they get the job done. It's not exactly like you would do it, but they do go and get all the edges and don't get stuck in trees and stuff like before. So they do a really good job with the field work. And there you go, he's going. So we'll come back and check on him in a second. It's another one of your tractors. You have 2. This one has 116 horsepower. It's your small one, but it does have an attacher where you can get a front end loader, and I did that, you know, if you want to do bales or something. I did it to move my honey around. Okay, we saw that, saw the fuel tank. Let's go over here. Now this cow pen is another caution because, okay, look at this. You come with 3 cows that holds 25, okay, but the ones you have 3 Angus cows. There's nowhere on here to pick up milk. I put some dairy cows in there and it didn't work. It did not produce milk. Farming similar to 25 though does have the meadow thing going on. See that? You can see on the bottom right there where it talks about the meadow, 40%, but it doesn't last long and then it didn't replenish. So I don't know if that's a glitch because I went through a season and the following summer there was still no meadow grass even though it grew back. So I'm not sure there. But this does not have a place for dairy cows for milk. And I'm not sure if that's a glitch or how they intended it. Okay, so you can grow beef cows in there. You have to add water. So don't make the mistake I did. Now, you can get 80% health or productivity from hay or silage, grass, and meadow grass only 40%. Got a nice harvester over here. Nice shed to keep it in. It pulls your header or your header on a trailer, which is kind of cool. And it, you know, it has the hitch to pull that. It's a Massey Ferguson. We'll look at all the equipment on the menu here in just a second. Okay, that's the back of that barn. Let's go around here. Something I didn't notice right away that you need for your cows is you have this water source here. However, it charges you a lot of money. A lot of money. So the 8,000 liter water tank costs you $2,400 to fill up. I'm going to show you another source, another way to get water here in just a second. Well, let me show you in the map. You are here. If you go down behind your fields here, down this road, okay, take the first right, and then there's a left, and there's another left. Take the second left and go down here. And then come this way, you can go right on the edge here and get water. Okay, right on the edge. I'll probably do another video and actually show you that. But it's if you go right there, that's a water source and it's free. Like I said, water is really expensive. And I tried the other option, the other water tank too, and it's still the same price. $2,400 for 8,000 liters. So that's just crazy. I understand paying for water, but that's just silly. You know, these are your fields right here. You got 1, 2, 3 there, and then the other one that we're harvesting. Okay, I'm just going to show you down here, just because it's cool. Guess I should have took the tractor. Okay, this is the right you take to go to the water source I talked about. Okay. Come down here at the pier. It's pretty cool. You can see the steam there. I've played this through rain and snow, and it's really cool. Water drops up on your vehicles. They remain wet when the rain stops. You can still see water droplets on it, and the tires are wet. Pretty cool. I like the little river scene down here. All right, let's check on our harvester. Okay, see what he did? Because this field is at an angle, it's not perfectly square, so he's got the angle going on over there, and he'll go back and do the edges once he gets the middle done. So that's kind of cool. But it does work. He'll complete the whole field, maybe not as quick as you wanted to, but he does complete the whole field. Let me show you on the menu here a couple of things. Just scrolling through this, you got your map. Okay, the shop is over here. Let me show you something because a lot of people miss this. To visit, you do it here instead of hitting another key. You can tag it or you can visit. We're going to visit that. Okay, so in order to buy stuff, you just come here. You can click on that and it opens up the shop and you got various things you can buy. You don't have as many choices as 22 because it had gone through a bunch of iterations and added some equipment. But you have some decent stuff to get you started. I'm sure Giants is going to be adding some. There'll be mods coming just to give you an idea. Okay, I'm not going to run through all the equipment. I have a few trucks. There was one modded truck you could get. A couple of cars. You do have this Beamer SUV, which is kind of cool. It says Coda, but that's a BMW. Look at that. A couple of other trucks. Okay, your trailers. Some of the organization is a little different than 22 if you're used to that. If not, if you're new to the game, then you'll learn this and it won't be, you won't confuse yourself. But you just have to look through here and see the organization. It's a little bit different than before. Okay. You do have packs like before. They're a lot more colorful, which is kind of cool. And it shows you what you need, for a certain item. The used equipment, okay, mods and DLCs that I put in there. And you have this. Now this has your vehicle tab on it, the vehicles that you own. This is a little different. You would scroll down this way, okay, like you did before. Now, one thing that I haven't figured out that's a negative, in the old game, you could highlight it. You can view it on the map like this, and it shows you on the map where it is, but it doesn't highlight it like before. So you have the beacon of light to go to, like in 22. So that's a little bit of a negative, I think. Okay, let me go back to this menu here. So you got this menu that we're looking at. Oh, let me go back to the shop because I got to show you something. So we're at the shop, and to fix your equipment, it's not quite apparent, but you just leave the shop and you come straight over here. I was looking around for this thing because I didn't find it right off. Okay, and this is where you drive your equipment to work on it, okay, for maintenance. So I did not see that right away. Okay, let's look at the menu again. So you got this screen. Okay, it shows your active workers, your crop types, growth screen like before, your soil, and hot spots, all the different things. Okay, let's go down one. You got your growth calendar, and the weather is combined with that on the bottom. You got some extra crops, the new crops such as peas, green beans, spinach. Okay, those are in there. Your cows. Now you can buy baby cows, and they're little. They're really cute. Okay, you've got contracts like before. There's some wood contracts and regular contracts. Production chains. This is a little different, so it shows all your production here. And then if you go to the top screen, you show what you own and what's available. This screen, you can scroll here. You shows your prices. This is going to show anything you have already and then the price. And instead of having to hit X like in 22, it shows everything at once, like how much you have, where the best price is, and also it shows the distance. So that's kind of cool. You can see like the warehouse for that is real close. So if I was selling buckets, it's pretty close. So you can pick the best price or the closest one, or if the prices are similar. And then you see the market there, best time to sell it on the bottom. Okay, you can scroll over to vehicles. We saw this. You can scroll through your vehicles. Okay, hand tools, I don't have any. Your finances, just like in 22, you can borrow money here in $5,000 increments, or you can start the game already owing some money if you want to do that. And then your stats. It shows the collectibles, there's 25 of them. Okay, this is where you go to save the game and the settings. So you'd hit save. You go over here to game settings. You got your standard stuff. I'll go over this in detail in another video. But you got your regular things just like in 22 if you've played 22 before. And then you got general settings, okay, just like before. Your other settings there. This is where you change it to dollars or euros or miles or kilometers and so forth. English system, US system, Europe system. And there you go. Like I say, we'll go over this in detail in another video. Okay, this has got some various things you can read about help. It's got some really good things here showing the icons and what they are. There's a lot of them. The color seems to be better than before. And it talks about various things you do on the farm. So that's pretty cool. There's quite a, it seems like there's a little more help than the 22 had. Maybe not. There's more stuff. All right, the other menu. Now that menu I got to by hitting the 3 lines. This is the 2 square menu. And you'll come to this. You got your wardrobe, construction, vehicles, farmland. You can go up, shows your mods, used equipment, the packs, vehicles, and then the brands, just like before. Okay, let's check on our guy. Look, he's doing the job there. Back at our farm. Like you say, you go up there to sleep. That's pretty much, let me just look at the map here again, show you this. So there's your shop. You got various, you got those 4 lime stations, I think. There's the oil mill. A lot of different places around there. Cooper. Remember this one has where you can make wagons and stuff. So I'm just giving you an overview today. Let's look at your equipment on the map real quick. I didn't go over that in detail. So you go over here. It's a little different looking at this. So this is your tractor. It comes with 160 horsepower. You can upgrade that to 225. It goes 24 miles an hour. The Challenger MT series. And it's not a bad deal if you were to buy another one. You got this little 8,000 cubic meter trailer, holds anything. You have a planter. Now, the way they did the seeders and planters on this game, Farming Similar to 25 versus Farming Similar to 22, is different. So you can see the products there that it plants. Some that you're missing are like sorghum and soybeans. You do those with a planter now. Okay, so that's different. Okay, you have this other tractor, 116 horsepower, goes 21 miles an hour. You have your cultivator there, 4 meters wide, 9 miles an hour. You got a pretty decent harvester, goes 15 miles an hour. I actually got 17 out of it traveling, holds 8,000 liters, which is coincidentally what your bucket is, your trailer. And you got this header that's 6 meters wide, and it comes with a trailer for the header. And that's your standard equipment. You need something for fertilizer and / lime. And there's your little farm. If you get any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'll have some more videos coming out with more stuff on this. I've already started a farm and played a couple of seasons, so I'll let you know how that's going. I'm Farmer Teacher. I'll see you next time on Farming Similar to 25. Bye-bye.